so other people know about it, and absolutely watch the replay. So the first thing that I showed you, I kind of want to pull it up for a minute so you guys can kind of see. This was the handout that I used up at Chagrin Yoga. And we started off by, talking about when we have a problem, our body, kind of constricts. So Stacy, why don't you, since you're so awesome to show up today, by the way, thank you for being here. And it's Edelstein, right?
Yes, Edelstein.
Cool. Edelstein. Yeah, you got it right. So share with me, like, what does it feel like in your body, like when you think of something as like being like an urgent problem?
Oh boy. Well, having 4 dogs, and I think I'm a calm person, but if there's, say, the puppies getting in the older ones' faces, and I just want to just, separate everybody, urgently, just, okay, stop. So the one really important thing I learned from the workshop is don't make it a problem, and it won't be a problem. So just bring your energy down, and the energy in the whole room goes down, and everybody's calm, and there's no problem.
Yeah, isn't that interesting? Like our brain is the one that chooses it to be a problem, right? And a lot of times when we perceive something as a problem, there's a lot of constriction going on in our body, and our amygdala can fire off, which is like in the middle of our brain. That's like our reactive part of our brain. And when that's firing off, it actually doesn't allow our cortex to work really well, which is our thinking part of the brain. So if we get so far into this is a problem, I need to fix it, we can actually like create the circular cycle where we can't even get out because we're just constricted and we can't even think of a solution. And like there's just all this energy that just feels really, really tight, right?
And so workshop is my mantra. This is not a problem. I'm not going to make it a problem. And it's worked really well.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah. So that was the next step, is like we talked about like different things that we could do to shift out of that theory or that story that there's a problem, and like open it up to a possibility. And believe me, I am not like living a so-called problem-free life. Like my mind is still like learning, okay, I'm in the problem, like can I look at the possibility? And I notice like when I look at possibilities, like everything just feels more open in my body, and my cortex of my brain is working more. And then I'm able to be like, oh, wow, that was easy. This is all I need to do. And sometimes the so-called problem completely dissolves just from that. Other times, there's some action steps that we need to take to change it. And definitely with our dogs, when we're in that constricted energy, like because they're so energetically, oriented, they just feed off of that energy, right?
That makes sense. Yeah.
So do you notice that, like when you're in that state and you're yelling, like that their arousal level is going up more, or what happens for you?
Yeah, it makes it worse. And then the dogs are stressed and I'm stressed, and we got to stop this problem. But when I'm calm and they're calm, and the problem goes away. And you gave us a whole list of things to do, breathe or do yoga or listen to classical music, and it all works. It's good.
Yeah. Because like they are like that energetically sensitive, and we are as people too, but dogs are just like, they're sponges for that stuff, huh? Yeah. So you created a mantra. What was the mantra again?
It's not a problem.
It's not a problem. Cool. I love it. And you could even say something like, what possibility am I open to now?
Yeah. Whatever works, I'll do it.
I mean, there's so many options, huh?
Yeah.
So anybody who's watching the replay, if you want to share with me a so-called problem that you're having with your dog, I would love to read it in the comments below. And then let's share the sheet here. So then there's a lot of different resources that we can do to help get our brain out of this problem scenario, which then increases that vibration. So Stacy, you used a mantra, so that, that can be, I have intention statement or commitment statement. Mantra, I mean, they all do the same thing. There is no right or wrong thing to choose on here. It's just what's going to work, best for you. When you're looking at this list of resources, Stacy, did you do anything else besides the mantra?
Breathing is always good. Taking a walk.
Yeah.
The list went out. There it is. Of course, yoga. Oh, I like the wondering. Can you talk about the wondering?
Absolutely. So that's kind of like being in a state of like curiosity. So like your dogs are kind of, getting feisty together, right? So then I could say something like, I wonder how I could create more calmness right now. Or I wonder what I can do to help my dogs. Or I wonder how I can feel more at peace. There's, a billion ways that you can go about it, but you're basically like, instead of like, this is a problem, I need my dogs to stop, right? You come from it from that wondering perspective, and then it actually like it changes the energy, doesn't it? When you wonder, can you feel that in your body, how it's different?
Yeah, definitely.
For me, it kind of creates a lot of openness, because then I'm like this channel for information of just like, oh, I wonder what I can do next. And for those of us that believe in a higher power, when you're wondering, it taps into the universal higher power to channel like ideas to us or resources. If we're talking to somebody else, gosh, these dogs are barking so much, it's such a problem. If the person comes from that same energy, then you're just both talking about the problem, right?
Right.
So I could say, oh, Stacy, I noticed the dogs are barking right now. I wonder what we can do about that.
Do you actually go out loud? Do you say it out loud?
I do sometimes, and actually activates a part of your brain that causes your brain to be more in thinking mode. So it will activate the cortex if you go, So sometimes I do.
And we kind of compared it to like oming during yoga, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Because Om is also like a chant, a mantra. It's going to calm the, sympathetic nervous system and increase the parasympathetic, which is the relaxation system of the body. And then it allows you to then be like, oh, like I can get an idea what to do here. Because I would say, like, with training, obviously the tools are helpful. But if you know the tools and you're constantly in fix it problem mode, there's a very controlling type of energy. It's just like, I just want this to stop. And then usually, if you're not aware of what you're doing, you're more likely to do punishment-based or pain-based methods of training, because you're in that constricted type of mindset of just like, what can I do to get this to stop as fast as possible? Get a spray bottle out, slap the dog, yell, slam something on the counter to make a big noise to startle them, get a shock collar, things like that. And at times, depending on the dog, that may solve the overt behavior, but internally, the dog is more than likely stopping it because they got startled. So then we're actually feeding into the same energy. We're creating stress and tension in the dog's body when we had stress and tension, and then we're staying at that lower vibration together. But even more so, the more stressed out a dog is, the more likely that they're going to replay that behavior again. So maybe it stopped it in the moment, but next time they didn't know what to do. They didn't learn any alternative response. In fact, they probably learned that when they did that, it was kind of scary. So they might do it again more intensely because they were scared. Or if they don't do it, they're doing it because they're scared and intimidated about what will happen, right? If I hit a kid, I can get him to stop doing something, but energetically, what did I just do?
Not a good option. All right, well, say you're driving, you have the sweetest dog in your car. She's like 60 pounds. She's such a sweetie, but she barks at every dog and every human she sees. And it scares them because she's loud. She's just friendly and she just wants to say hi. But so what would I do in that situation? Like,
is this a dog of yours, or so a dog that you know?
Yeah, she's my daughter's dog. She's the best dog in the entire world. She's a mix of everything perfect. Her one flaw is she just barks at every dog she sees.
Yeah. So how can you think of that differently? So like we're in the mode of it's a flaw, right? So a problem, right?
Right.
So then let's pull up that screen on what resources can we add in here so that we come from more of an open space of empathy, compassion, listening, love, and connection to the dog. Which one of these would resonate with you and or your daughter?
Well, my daughter would say, just let her bark. She's saying hi.
Oh, okay. So she's already kind of in that space.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, I have empathy for where you're at and that you're wanting to say hi, and to her, it's just not a problem.
Right. Not a problem. Not a problem.
So for you, then let's start here. When the dog's barking, what thoughts do you have, and where's the tension in your body?
I just get tense because, like, oh my God, these people walking by are gonna be so pissed. This dog scared them, scared their dog, you know, they kind of jump. So I just started covering her eyes when we see a dog that's coming up when we're driving.
Okay, great. So now let's do an exercise here.
Okay.
Let's close your eyes for a second if you're willing.
Okay.
Now I want you to pretend that you're your daughter's dog.
Okay.
And I'll be you. So
Okay.
then I'm noticing the barking's happening. My body's kind of getting tense, and I'm thinking, oh gosh, we're gonna scare these people. I don't really want to convey that energy to these nice people out here. And so
Right.
I cover your eyes. How do you start feeling?
Get away. I want to see everything. I want to see the dogs. I want to see humans.
So it creates kind of a power struggle, doesn't it? Yeah. So we want to break that cycle in addition to doing some training with that. So to break that energy cycle, then we can add in some resources. So we could do breathing. You could do, well, you know what? I would say before that, I would actually like maybe go a little bit deeper with you on this today and do a belief change. So there's an NLP process called the belief change process. And basically you have like whatever belief that you're kind of carrying that's deep seated, I'm not good enough, or whatever it is. And then we transform it. So I'm wondering, do you have like any like deep seated beliefs around the need for approval from others?
Since I was 4 years old. Yeah.
So the dog's barking and it brings that up. Oh, I need those people over there to approve of that everything's okay. Then I look good, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So if we take some of that angst behind it and then change the way you're responding with the training too, then we can really make a pretty huge shift on this. So
you're calm, but you still imagine your dog just barking at everything out there.
Right. That's why we want to do the training behind it too. Yeah. And I'll actually give you some training tips on that today. Let's start with the belief. Okay. So you're going to do this process where we think of that belief, however you want to word it. I need approval from others, or whatever wording works for you. And then we go and release it. And then we incorporate a new belief, and then we future pace it. They do say for NLP, it can work better if you're moving to different anchors on different ones. So you could always redo this when you're off the call. Because I realized that you want to, stay seated in your chair, and you can do it. It'll still change it. But the reason why they also say that movement is because you're anchoring different energy. And when you go to each anchor in the circle. Okay.
Okay.
So I'll draw you a picture so that because you could, again, sometimes doing it more than once can be nice. So who cares? It's a sloppy circle.
That's cute.
So there's, your current belief, and then we would go through asking yourself, is this really true? Blah, blah, blah. Releasing it from your body. And then at this point, then they say to step out of the circle and shake it off, move the energy out. And you could do it anywhere in this circle. It doesn't need to be like exact spots. It's just that you're moving your body into different anchors energetically. Then you think of your new belief. Then we channel it into the cells of your body. Then we release it out into the universe. And then we usually go back to that same spot and future pace it. Okay.
Okay.
So, what do we want to say? Like the belief about approval, like how would you word that?
In my new way of thinking or my old way of thinking?
Old way of thinking.
Old way of thinking. I need everybody to be happy. And not just.
I love that. I need everyone to be happy. And when you need everyone to be happy, what does that mean about you?
I'm going to sacrifice my own happiness to make others happy.
Okay. So you're going to sacrifice your own happiness to make others happy. And then what's below that?
I'm not sure.
So why do you want to sacrifice your own needs to make someone else happy? What does that give you?
Oh, geez.
Is it approval, love, security, safety?
I don't know. The word people pleaser, is that used too much? I think was a people pleaser.
Okay. So when you're a people pleaser, what does that give you? Acceptance?
Calm in the world. No fighting, no trying to think of the word. I think my gardeners are here and I have 4 dogs outside.
Peace, love.
Yeah, peace is a good one.
So I need others to be happy, to feel at peace.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I'm writing it down.
Okay.
Okay. So then what I want you to do then is you are going to move. Okay. Yeah, you can if you want to. I've done it sometimes not moving. So I do want you to realize you can do it that way. And sometimes I'll do a quick belief change process when I'm just going on a walk. I won't do the anchors. I'll just hike and I'll just do some of the stuff in my head. So I need others to be happy, to feel at peace. And so then I want you to go to the next anchor and then ask yourself, like, is that really true? Like, do you really need others to be happy, to be at peace? Do you have any doubt in that at all?
Maybe a little doubt, but I think mostly it's true in my brain.
Have a micro amount of doubt in there?
Yeah.
Okay. So I want you to hold on to that doubt.
Okay.
Okay. And then I want you to go to the next anchor. And then at that point, I want you to release that belief from your body. And you can do it however you want. It could be just like a balloon trailing off with that old belief. It could be shooting it. It could be throwing it. It could be a stream. You can be really abrupt about it, or you could
balloon. Let the balloon go.
A balloon go? Okay. So visualize this balloon going off. I need others to be happy, to feel at peace. Just see that balloon just trailing off into the air.
That feels good.
Do you feel like you released anything?
Yeah, yes.
Great.
I gotta let that go. Yeah, I let it go.
Cool. So then at this point, you can do some type of movement, whatever works for you. The whole idea is to just energetically move it more out of your body. So it could be just doing like this, or it could be, I'm a shaker and I don't really care what other people think when I'm like releasing something. So I'll
Like Zoom. Yeah.
I'll move around a lot. Yeah. And that just helps energetically to have that kind of move out. Nice job.
That felt good. Yeah.
Oh, look at you. You're playing full out, girl.
Yeah.
Woo! Okay. So we'll go to the next anchor where we're going to be outside. I like that. It's a great place for the next anchor to be. So now we're going to take in a new belief. So it can be whatever you want. Like a lot of people, sometimes think, oh, it should be the complete opposite. It doesn't have to be. It could just be, I feel at peace in my life. Rather than saying the complete opposite, but it has to be what resonates with you.
Okay. I feel at peace in my life.
I feel at peace in my life.
Yeah.
Okay. So then you're going to go ahead and I'm going to do this one. I'm going to do this with you because there's definitely like some of this energy in me too. Which is probably one reason why we're on the call together today.
Right.
Okay. So go ahead and close your eyes. And I want you to just visualize, I feel at peace in my life, just coming into your body. And as it's coming into your body, I want you to actually see it seeping into every single cell in your entire being. And I want you to notice how your cells are transforming, because remember, our cells do transform. They can change. There's proof in that now. And we actually release cells and get new ones. So we're going to actually tell our body now, each cell in our body, that we have this new belief of I feel at peace in my life. And we are allowing all of those cells to transform and fully take that in from head to toe. And as you're taking that into your body, I want you to notice how your body feels differently. How do you carry yourself differently and what thoughts are different? And just breathe that into your body.
That was the barker.
Dog is really helping you here. Nice. You like that new belief.
Yeah.
Cool. And now go ahead and transfer it or transmute that new belief into the universe. So now take it out to your dogs, to your daughter, to your daughter's dog, to the house that you live in, to your family, to the community, to everything around you, and let it trickle in to the universe. Make it so big that it's consuming not just the world, but it's all out into the galaxy. That I, Stacy, have a new belief. That I feel at peace in my life. Breathe it in. Take a few deep breaths. Breathe it in. And now what I want
telling me right now, I think she felt it.
I love it. I love it. What? Tell me more.
Can we woo again? Woo! Yeah, that was, I feel very peaceful. I feel like all my cells have a little smiley face on them now. I've been regenerated. It's almost like a radio session because you put it into the world and you put good feelings and energy out there.
Yeah. 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 I love it. So you're feeling more at peace in your body.
Yes.
And the dogs are feeling more peace and you're feeling that around you. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
Kika's not barking.
No, they're not barking right now. But remember, even if they are, right?
Yeah.
Then we still want to tap into this energy because we don't really have a problem. We're just
Not a
looking
problem.
at possibilities on what can I choose now. So I could choose hypothetically to let them bark and just be in that peaceful energy myself. But I also could choose, okay, I'm feeling I'm getting in that energetic space. And then can I also do something to help them learn to be more quiet too? So you can also be a teacher in those moments. And when you're a teacher that's coming from that state of groundedness, your dog is then going to be more likely to reciprocate in your daughter's dog.
Yeah,
So
grounded is a really good word.
yeah. So in the car, you want to think, okay, the dog is barking because, and what kind of dog is it, by the way?
We thought Rhodesian Ridgeback, but she's not. She's everything good mixed together, but she looks like a Rhodesian Ridgeback.
Okay, cool. So I mean, there's a lot of ways, again, right, that we could come wondering. And even here with training, there's a lot of different ways that we can come about it. So in this situation, when your dog's barking at something else, you can call them over, right? And if you're in that realm of possibility, what's your dog's name that's barking?
Kiku.
Piku?
Kiku, K-I-K-U.
K-I-K-U, Kiku? Okay.
Yeah.
So then you could say, Kiku, come here.
Kiku. There's a dog that gets rid of all the geese that's gonna run around the pond, and that's what she's barking at.
Yeah.
Kiku, come. Kiku. Kiku, this is not a problem. Come. She's just staring.
Yeah. So then what can you do with your body that would encourage her to come to you? Oh, did I lose you?
Yeah, you were frozen for a second.
So what can you do with your body that's going to encourage her to come to you?
Come on, Kiku.
Can you run away?
Can I?
Yeah. Does she like to chase you?
Yeah. Come on, let's run. Come, good girl. And she's doing it. Come on.
Go.
Let's come, good girl. Wow. Come on. You stuck? Come on.
Then
Good
now
girl.
you could give her a treat to then say, I liked this behavior, right? Because when we reward something, it's going to happen more often.
Good girl, look. Good girl. Yeah.
There you go.
That was awesome.
So do you see the difference there versus when we're in that constricted energy? Chico, knock it out.
That was
then,
amazing.
Right? Then it sounds like the dog's like, oh, you're barking with me, right? So yeah, it is amazing. It's amazing because it feels freer and it feels like we're transforming whatever that energy was into more fluidity, right?
Yeah.
It
She was
does
bouncing, her ears were bouncing. She was happy to follow me.
Yeah, so we make it into a game. So I actually did a Facebook Live a few weeks. I think it was not last week, but the week before on play and how to train our dogs with play. Because when we come from play, that changes the whole energy of the situation. So when you have this new belief of, I feel at peace in my life, then you could ask yourself, like, how can I be playful in the car? Or turn this into a game. Maybe play isn't the best thing because you might think about moving with the ball and running and stuff. So you could also think of, how can I turn this into a game and ask my dog to do something different? So it could be getting your dog to leave it. So if they're barking out, you could train them to leave it, to turn and look at you. It could be asking the dog to go into a down, to just lie down. Sometimes when they're in a down, because they can't see out the window, they're more likely to stop barking. It could be bringing a Kong or a food oriented toy with you that you could get your dog to chew on, which more than likely they would probably go into a down. And when they're chewing on things, that relieves stress in their system. And it also is rewarding them for being quiet. But the closer you are to the triggers or the people that they're barking at, the harder it's going to be for the brain to snap out. Mm-hmm. So you want to kind of be in that state where you are kind of preempting the situation. Oh, look, there's a person coming up. I wonder how I can make this into a game and feel at peace with my life. Okay, right. Down, or leave it. And with the understanding that, sure, it is possible the behavior just changes like that, but more than likely what's going to happen is a rewiring in your neural pathways and a rewiring the dog's neural pathways. And it's going to take repetition over time for it to get ingrained. I'm open to miracles. I'm not going to say I'm not. Most of the time, you don't just do something just once and then it sticks. It's usually like, okay, I'm doing it again the next time in the car. I'm doing it again the next time in the car. I'm doing it again next time. Oh, wow. My dog redirected faster and was quieter this time. Oh, but I'm doing it again. Whoa, what? It didn't even bark that time. And eventually you're like noticing, oh, sometimes he barks, sometimes he redirects really fast, and sometimes he doesn't bark at all. And there's, this change going on. And then it's like you come from that space of wonder of just like, oh, I wonder how, quiet we can be in the car today, instead of, oh, it's a problem, you got to shut up. Blah, 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 blah. We don't want, I got to make other people happy, right? Yeah. So that energy may come up for you again. And if it does, I would invite you to breathe when you're in the car and remind yourself what that new belief is. And in fact, when I've done training in the car with my last dog, I actually had an intention statement on my window because my dog would bark in the car and I would get super stressed. I'm not immune to it. And it was after my daughter was born, her dad was struggling with addiction. So there was like a lot of contention in our life. And my intention was to train Seiki to sit or be in a down and be quiet. And I would go back to that old pattern, and then he's barking more. And then my daughter's crying. And then it's like, okay. So I just like feed it into the same energy, right? So I would have this intention statement that was, I intend to be present with myself, my dog, and Iris. It was something like that. And then I would just breathe. Okay. And I would breathe. And then I would ask him to get into the down and reward him when he was quiet. And it really helped. It really helped a lot because I was coming from this container of teamwork and working together instead of just knock it off. Right.
I didn't even think about bringing treats in the car. That's really smart.
Right. And when we come from that wondering place, then it can allow ourselves to think of these things, right? I wonder how I can get my dog into a down. Well, I could by yanking them on the leash, but then I'm coming from that, again, that power struggle, constriction, not teamwork type of energy. Or I can think of like what's something that my dog would want if he went into a down, and how can I give that to him when he goes into the down? So food, and he might have to experiment with different types of food, because if the dog's that reactive in the car, he may need a higher level of motivation, like chicken or cheese or some higher powered, or hot dogs or some higher powered type of treat to really get his mind into enrolling and wanting to do it. And I think reward-based systems are so great. I like to give human examples. Like my daughter she was really struggling with getting her IXL minutes at school. And I said to her, what's going to help you get your minutes in? And she said, I need an incentive. I said, great, let's create a rewards chart. So she gets a sticker when she gets her 15 minutes in. If she doesn't get it in at school, then she has the option to get it in at home, finish it up, and then get the sticker in. And you know what? We're not even doing it at home for like, I think the past week. Yeah. Like she's just all of a sudden, like her brain is like, oh, get the 15 minutes in, right? It's kind of a brainwashing technique, but it's done in a way that's positive. Yeah.
Yeah. It should be a no-brainer, but I I haven't thought about this. So this is brilliant.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So if you were to just do the training and you didn't take the energy behind it, then you could also just be like, oh, I just want to get you in the down right now. Just knock it off and get in the down, right? Or even if energetically you're saying it in a happy voice, but you're just like, I want to get this behavior to stop down. It's still kind of causing that contention in your body, right? And you might go there sometimes, but the more you can just notice and be like, huh, is that really what I want to choose right now? I'd rather choose like just safety, really, and peace in my life. So I'm just gonna go down. Yeah. And then when you go back, you just recommit, because it takes time to change our stuff, our energy, and it takes time for the dog to then, do new patterns as well. So when we're coming from that space, right, we're in this space of collaboration, teamwork, openness that I've been talking about. And I think it's so important to think about, because when you read the old school types of methods of training, they're all about like jerk on the leash, yell at the dog, get out the prong collar, get out the pincher, do all that stuff. And I really want to make it clear, if you or anyone else is doing that, I'm not trying to say there's something wrong with you, because I've done it. We've all been in that realm, and it's just being like, okay, like, what do we want to choose now? And how is that affecting our dogs and ourselves? And is that really the energy that we want to portray? You know what I mean?
But if I take this, so before I get in the car with her, I'm just thinking, she's going to bark. I'm going to be calm. I'm not going to react, bring treats. And I think that'll make a huge difference.
Yeah, absolutely. And what do you think of putting like a little Post-it note or something in the car that just says, I feel peace in my life? Do you like that idea?
Like that idea.
Oscar likes that idea.
By the baby. Yes, I'm going to do that. I'm gonna put a sticky note in my car.
Do you want him to stop doing that, or are you enjoying it?
It was kind of cute, but yeah, it's probably not the best thing. I know he's just playing.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. So
right,
you can go ahead and stand up and turn your back, and that'll take that energy away, because then you're no longer feeding onto it. And then you could get a toy and redirect him to biting that.
Okay. That's good. Want a toy? Oh, he's happy.
There you go. Yeah. So then what we did there is we said, okay, what is my body communicating? I'm not really sure that I want my dog to continue this. It's kind of cute, but I'm not sure I want it to go on and on. And then Oscar's communicating, well, I want something to do with my mouth. So you see what we did there? We listened to you, but we also listened to the dog.
Right.
Versus when we do the old school methods, it just becomes all about what we want ourselves, not our dog. I just want this behavior to stop. And we don't look at what is the dog's underlying needs too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And, even to go on a deeper level with this too, like if you're in the car, and, you could set up some crazy fun scenarios where it's like, oh, you're quiet in the car. There's a person that I know that maybe wants to say hi to you, and see if you can pull over the car and let your dog say hi to that person after they're quiet. Is that something you could do all the time? But no, but if you're in that curiosity realm of game playing, you will come out with outrageous ways of training that really make it be really fun and inspiring for you and your dog. Oh, look, or you could just be like, oh, look, we're just going to pull the car over and you're going to get out of the car right now because you are quiet. Now you rewarded it not just through the food, but you're also rewarding it to what the dog actually really wanted, is to get out of the car and explore.
Right. That makes sense.
Built to sit in the car. I mean, that's not what wolves do.
Right. Yeah. Okay, I'm taking all this in and we're gonna do it.
Woohoo!
That was a great therapy session.
What's that?
That was a great therapy session. Thank you.
Oh, I know. I'm like the therapy coach for the owner, huh?
You are. Yes. You're the owner for the dogs. All the good things.
So, do you want to do as Oscar's playing, do we want to do like a visualization of yourself in the car and just kind of anchoring in that the new resources that you want to apply?
Sure.
Okay.
All right, but do you want to see this behavior? That's a 14-year-old girl, and she's been doing it her whole life.
So is she humping you? Is that what I'm seeing?
Yeah.
That's usually a sense of arousal. So probably doing things that are calming, such as like slow petting, playing relaxing music, different things like that. That's a little bit more of an intricate behavior that I would want to go deeper on, because there could be a lot of reasons why the humping is happening. And the more we can kind of understand more of the dog's needs, then we can kind of, meet that. When does that happen?
Well, when I sit down, normally on the ground, but if she's not humping, she's staring at me. And if I'm not home, she's breathing in the garage door, trying to sniff me to smell me coming home.
Oh, okay. So she's got anxiety when she's not around you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
not
So
around.
I'd be wondering about doing, well, is she like barking or whining or pacing at all?
No, none of
Okay.
that.
Will she like eat when you're not at home?
Oh, good question. Sometimes, yeah. She'll eat she's not a big eater anyway, so it's just hit or miss. But my husband can feed her, she'll eat sometimes. But basically her whole life, if I'm not home, is waiting for me to come home, and it's really sad.
Yeah. Honestly, for something like this, I would do multiple sessions where we would implement a lot of different things. But I would look into DAP. I would look into different calming remedies that she could take internally.
Okay.
I would look into playing classical music. I would look into doing T-touch, especially incorporating that when you're not around. And then I would look into different enrichment toys or things that she might be willing to do when you're not at home, and see if she's interested in doing those. And if she's not, then it would be compiling all those other remedies in there. And this is something that would take me hours to explain all the intricacies or the steps, or how we would apply it, because we would do it in a very like systematic and fluid manner to help her body get more relaxed.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah. Well, if you want to do it, I'll work with you on that.
Yeah, I don't want to leave the house because I know she's sad.
Okay, great. Cool. Well, if you go to the top, you'll see this link right there, and you can easily click on there and register. And Stacy, like, because she went to the last workshop, and that's why I thought it'd be fun to play with her today. Why would somebody want to come to this? Like, what would you tell somebody if they're just like, what is this, and why would I want to be there?
Because it's a completely different training than any of us is used to, and it's about the humans bringing their energy down and calming, and then that'll calm the dogs down, and then everybody's calm and happy, and it's so much better than the tension. And I don't know, I didn't understand the workshop before I went there, and now it makes so much sense, and really interesting, and it works.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Are you gonna come again?
Oh yeah, I'm coming. I'm bringing all my friends.
Woohoo! I'm gonna do different. I'm gonna like my goal is to do different energy stuff every time we meet. So it's not gonna be like a complete replay every time. And I don't even know exactly what it's gonna look like each time. I'm gonna tap into the universe and the tools that I know and have been taught and ones that I'm learning about. And also depending on who comes and what, struggles that they're having, because my goal is to have it be helpful for the people that show up and want to be there. Yeah.
Because I think everybody that was in the workshop last time, we all came from completely different places. Right? We're all different and had different issues, and your ideas work.
Woohoo! I'm excited. I'm excited to.
Me too. It's gonna be good.
I'm really, really excited. Woohoo! So yeah, remember, share this video because that's how people get help, right? This is free. You want to help somebody and you know that they would benefit from it, share it on Facebook. Because it's nice for people to get help. And if again, I just want to remind you, those of you that watch the replay, comment, because I can see, like, did I communicate to the point of understanding? Do I need to clarify things? And if you tell me some of the problems that you have with your dog, then we can have a personal conversation and I can give you some help. Oh yeah, and you know what? I wanted to know, like, anybody who's watching it, but definitely for you, Stacy, what topics would you like to see in a Facebook Live? They try to do them every week.
Oh, that's a loaded question. I got a list.
You can text me.
Okay, yeah, I'll text you.
Or you know what, even better, comment in the here.
Okay.
Yeah, because other people can kind of see what some of the topics might be. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be great. I got a lot of them.
Yay. Because like I'm just one person, so but I can come up with a billion ideas, but the reality of the matter is I like doing topics with topics that people actually want. And I know sometimes I'm on these lives and I get people on here, sometimes they don't, but a lot of times it gets shared with a lot of different people. So I can tell, like, looking at my insights and numbers, like which ones like really took off, or not, and what do people want more of. So I definitely want to focus on those things. So yeah, so any of you guys, if you're wondering about working with me privately, I kind of wanted to talk about that. So who's a good fit to work with me? Four-legged scholars, because I'm the only trainer, by the way. You're not going to be working with anyone else. You get me? Sorry if you don't like me, then I don't know what to tell you. Then we're probably not a good match, I guess. If you want to feel empowered to get your dog to listen to you, then I'm your gal. If you're wanting someone else to do the training for you, like a board and train or something, then I'm probably not the best fit. But I will tell you, most of the time, when we're dealing with intricate behavior problems, it works a lot better if you do the training and you learn how to do it. Sometimes when you do the board and train, they don't even generalize over to the owners unless it's basic obedience. That's different. That stuff can sometimes generalize, or more likely generalize over like sit, down, stay, stuff like that. And you want to use positive methods. And do you want personalized help? So that's, aim for you. And yeah, I mean, so Stacy, you attended today. Anyone else who watches the replay, you can get 50% off a private session with me. Woo! And cool thing to know, I can help you anywhere. So you don't have to live near me. I've had a lot of clients through Zoom. I've done a lot of clients in person. I know the ins and outs, both ends. And the best way to know which route to go would be to have a chat with me, because there are some behavioral things that work better through Zoom versus in person, and some things that work better in person than through Zoom. So I actually have a client recently in Oregon. So doesn't matter where you live, dude. You want help? Or you like me? I sound like a good match for you. I can help you out. Yeah, so best way to find out is to do a free phone chat. And that link is pinned in the comments below as well. And there's also a link below that talks about the other services that I offer. And then just a quick reminder, I do this every week. I am going to be a mystery girl, and I'm sorry, but you know, it's end of the year and the school's doing all sorts of stuff. I know next Wednesday I'm not going to be here. And then the next Wednesday I'm going to the Great Wolf Lodge, but I will be here for another Facebook Live. Just not sure on the day and the time yet. Yeah, but thank you so much for coming with us today, Stacy. I really loved having you on here.
It was fun. Thank you. I'll see you soon. Bye,
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
And you can stay on if you want, Stacy.
Okay. My friend was telling me about her 2 dogs.
Nope, I guess I have to end it on Facebook to never mind.